Feel the power.
Kazakhstan is ranked 59th in the Global Competitiveness Index rankings among 140 countries. According to the annual report by the World Economic Forum, Kazakhstan has maintained its position since last year. Russia is leading among the CIS countries. Kazakhstan is ahead of Azerbaijan, Georgia, Turkey, and Brazil in the ranking. The country improved its results in 50 criteria such as product market, infrastructure, labor market, financial system, institutions, and others. This year, the report assessed the countries using a new method. Experts focus on the development of digital technologies and innovations.
Есть позиции, по которым Казахстан занимает первые места в мире. Это защита.
There are criteria where Kazakhstan is ranked first among all countries. These criteria include shareholder governance. It reflects our investment climate and measures to attract investment and create favorable conditions for businesses. In the infrastructure pillar, Kazakhstan is ranked first in the electrification rate criteria. Kazakhstan reflected its competitive advantages in this ranking.
По электрификации страны Казахстан сумел в этом рейтинге отразить свои конкурентные преимущества.
Kazakhstan is boosting its export performance. Today, the share of exports in the country's GDP is close to 45%. For the consistent growth of volumes, President Nazarbayev instructed to allocate an additional 500 billion tenge to support the manufacturing industry and non-oil exports over the next 3 years. The enterprises are also set to expand the range of products shipped to foreign markets. Kazakh companies are currently exporting 800 commodity types out of 4,000 items.
Мы производим, например, хлопковую ткань.
If there is production of products such as cotton fabric, we must produce jackets. We must manufacture shirt and blouses and other similar products which will expand the range of our exported items. If we manufacture products such as yarn, we must also produce hosiery and other knitwear in order to expand the range of our products exported to other countries. The government provides comprehensive support to export-oriented enterprises. Government officials began developing a special sectoral program. For example, Kazakh entrepreneurs are operating mining farms in today's digital era. These facilities are established to meet the demands and trends of the global markets. Therefore, the primary task of the Kazakh businesses is to develop modern high-tech goods and services and promote them in foreign markets.
Чтобы производить майнинг, необходимо очень большое количество электроэнергии.
Mining operations require a large amount of electricity. As far as I know, a number of Kazakh businessmen are launching mining farms using the fact that the prices for electricity are low in Kazakhstan and there is a sufficient amount of capacity. On the other hand, we need to determine the competitiveness of these products and identify the potential customers and countries that are ready to import these products. There are more than 1,700 export-oriented enterprises registered in Kazakhstan. The national strategy is aimed at promoting products in regional and international markets. Kazakhstan is increasing the volumes of wheat export. Since the beginning of this year, the country shipped about 6 million tons of grains and 1.7 million tons of flour to other countries. At the same time, Kazakhstan's export potential is estimated at 9 million tons in this agricultural season. The main export destinations remain Central Asian countries as well as Iran, Afghanistan, China, and Russia. The volume of transported grains will make up about 11 million tons this year. The domestic grains traffic grew by 4% this year compared to last year, while international traffic increased by 38%.
По отношению к аналогичному периоду 2017 года произошло значительное увеличение.
Compared to the same period in 2017, the export volume of the grains grew significantly by about 70% in all key destinations except Kyrgyzstan. According to forecasters, the amount of Russian wheat will be reduced and the competitiveness of the Kazakh grains will be increased. Traders are ready to export the potential Kazakh grains.
Казахстанское зерно трейдеры готовы экспортировать.
International law is an important tool to resolve unsettled issues related to transboundary rivers in Central Asia. According to Professor of Scottish University of Dundee, Sergei Vinogradov, water diplomacy and shared use of benefits is a key priority for regional cooperation. According to the expert, further settlement of water issues between the countries will depend on negotiations, the search for compromises, and application of the international law.
Здесь на первый план выступает именно международные соглашения, потому что
International agreements are very important in water management because countries should negotiate. International arrangements are always formalized as international agreements that must be implemented by the signatories as soon as such agreements enter into force. Therefore, the way these international agreements are developed and implemented, and which institutions, including various international basin organizations or other organizations, are created will determine how equitably, reasonably, and peacefully such resources will be used by all signatories.
разумно и бесконфликтно такие ресурсы будут использоваться всеми сторонами.
Principles of international water law and cooperation mechanism in the use of transboundary water resources were the main topics of a seminar held in Astana for Kazakh experts and government officials. Participants learned about conventions and their application in the Aral Sea basin. Similar discussions on water law were also held in Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, and Kyrgyzstan.
Основной целью является именно сотрудничество трансграничное.
Transboundary cooperation is the main purpose of this project. The project is being implemented by the Regional Environmental Center for Central Asia. We work in all 5 countries of Central Asia, and our project office under this project is located in Afghanistan. We provide an opportunity for students nominated from the ministries of the Central Asian countries and Afghanistan to study under the Integrated Water Resources Management Program at the Kazakh-German University.
Водными ресурсами в Казахстанско-немецком университете.
According to experts, the countries reach a significant progress in negotiations on water management. In August, Turkmenistan hosted a summit of the International Fund for Saving the Aral Sea. For the first time in 10 years, the leaders of Central Asia countries discussed ways to solve the Aral problem and jointly regulate the region's water resources. According to experts, the summit gave an impetus to the fund's operations and promotion of Central Asian negotiations format. Uzbekistan, India, and Pakistan joined the Dual Masters program of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. The agreement was signed by education ministers of SCO countries at their 7th meeting held in Astana. Based on the program, students can study in both national and foreign universities. After completion, they will receive 2 diplomas and a SCO certificate. Previously, 79 universities were included in the international education base.
В Казахстане, например, учатся в этом году уже ближе к 18 тысяч.
18,000 foreign students study in Kazakhstan this year. The majority of them represent the SCO countries. We agreed with the Indian Ministry of Education to exchange their medical professionals and our IT doctorate and master's students.
Магистрантов, докторантов.
За эти 10 лет уже есть первые выпуски.
There are students who completed the master's program over these 10 years. Based on our analysis, students with these diplomas are competitive in many countries, including Kazakhstan. Web portal providing geospatial data will be created in Kazakhstan. The platform will provide accurate information on the location of geographical features. The database will be available for government bodies, enterprises, and foreign investors. Spatial data includes information on the location of sites and properties. Users will be able to learn about the surrounding infrastructure, such as roads, pipelines, and more. The geoportal will be launched in 2023. There are marked records intended for confidential use. This information is currently not available for businessmen and investors, or they are not easily available and can be obtained in paper. Users will be able to download information from the portal after the launch of the geoportal. This project is implemented as part of the Digital Kazakhstan State Program. According to experts, the project will be helpful in fields such as defense, security, science, as well as road and rail infrastructure. The technology has been applied in digital aerial photography. Kazakhstan and Korea are developing mutually beneficial cooperation in the scientific field. The countries will create a national system of science and technology information. The parties agreed to implement a joint project at an international technology forum held in Seoul. South Korea is known to be one of the global leaders in science investment and its know-how. The Korean government spends 4.3% of the country's GDP, or more than $73 billion on innovations. According to UNESCO, Kazakhstan invests just 0.2% of the GDP in research and development, which is about $718 million. However, the development of science and technologies in Kazakhstan will improve significantly in the near future. President Nursultan Nazarbayev instructed the government to increase spending on education and science within the upcoming 5 years.
Commercialization of technologies, social entrepreneurship corporations.
Now we have even a new plan. Just few days ago, we had a national address from President of Kazakhstan, Mr. Nursultan Nazarbayev, to Kazakhstan people, and he stated a new goal for a government to increase governmental spendings for education, health, and science up to 10% of GDP.
Every year, our institute creates a platform to negotiate and present data on scientific research in Korea and abroad. This year, we laid a foundation for the establishment of Science and Technology Information System in Costa Rica, and I hope that based on this example, we will strengthen cooperation with Kazakhstan. The share of tourism in Kazakhstan's GDP should increase from 2 to 8% in the next 5 years. This ambitious task is set in the new 2023 state program on Kazakhstan's tourism industry development. The concept prepared by the government together with experts, tour operators and businessmen outlines 10 measures aimed at the development of tourism. The priority areas include further improvement of tourism infrastructure, concessional lending to small and medium-sized businesses engaged in tourism industry, introduction of electronic visas, lower prices for air tickets, and a gradual transition to the open skies policy.
Мы хотим либерализовать наше
We want to liberalize our airspace and attract international carriers into Kazakhstan's airspace, which will result in lower prices. Other measures also include state regulation over the jet fuel prices, which make up about 35 to 40% of the ticket price.
Сейчас в цене билета около 30-40% занимает.
The measures outlined in the state program will affect not only the inbound tourism, as the number of domestic tourists is expected to increase from 4.6 million to 8 million due to implementation of the new concept. Subsidizing air travels for children is also planned to be implemented as part of the state program. The occupation of younger days has predetermined the future job of the winner of the 100 New Faces of Kazakhstan project. Bakhargul Tolegian is a famous collector and ethnographer who founded one of the first traditional souvenir manufacturing companies in Kazakhstan. Her original products are popular abroad. Her career began with a collection of antiques that currently contains more than 1,000 unique household, applied art and jewelry items of the Kazakh and Central Asian people. The collection also includes copies of monuments and memorials such as Bayterek, Golden Man, and Korkit Ata. Antiques were handed down from generation to generation in our family. The first antique items in my collection included a grain hulling mortar, millstone, spindle, grandmother's thimble, and grandfather's horse saddles.
Қазақ халқының бай өнерін дәріптеу, насихаттау және осы жастардың санасына ата-баба дәстүрін сіңдіру.
Bakhargul Tolegian decided to turn her hobby into a business 18 years ago. She prefers creating traditional patterns in her souvenirs and jewelry to preserve a link between the past, present, and future. The craftswoman's goal is to promote the Kazakh culture and preserve historical items.
Бүгінгі жетістігі Бахаргүлдің бұл шыққан шыңы емес, Оның алатын асуы, бағындыратын шыңдары әлі де алда. Яғни мынау кәсіп.
Last year, Bahar Gul was included in the 100 New Faces of Kazakhstan list. I think she deserves this title. She works with the best artists and designers.
Мына Қазақстанның 100 таңдаулы есімінің қатарына кіруі Bahar Gulге мойнына осындай үлкен міндеттер жүктейді.
Foreign tourists enjoy purchasing unique traditional souvenirs as memorable gifts. The souvenirs were presented at the Asian Games in 2011 and Astana Expo in 2017. The collector is planning to promote her products abroad. Eight books have been republished in Semey to mark the 160th birth anniversary of prominent Kazakh writer Shakarim Kudayberdiuli. The works are included in the National Literature Treasure of Kazakhstan. The books include the Book of Muslims, the Kazakh Reflection, and other works created in 1911 and 1912. A number of epic poems and philosophical works by the writer were also published. The organizers also provided fax copies of the books. The unique project was implemented by the scientists of the Shakarim Tanu Research Center of Semey State University, named after Shakarim.
Шәкәрімнің негізгі ұраны, мақсаты өмірлік. Ол
Shakarim's main idea was to make people happy. He wanted to bring happiness and promote equality and freedom for Kazakh people. Unfortunately, he didn't see these days. However, we believe that now is the time that he was dreaming about. Kazakhstan's independence allowed us to restore Shakarim's works and to learn about his values. The main obligation of the scientists is to promote these works among the young people for the benefit of our country.
ұлт игілігіне пайдалана білу қазіргі ғалымдардың міндеті.
20 popular folk songs of the Turkic nations, including the Kazakh Karatorgay, the Turkmen Bibijan, and the Uzbek Kipilama, were performed in Astana Opera. Talented musicians from Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, Azerbaijan, Turkey, and Tatarstan performed folk songs as part of Turksoy Youth Chamber Choir.
Это заключительный концерт турне по Казахстану.
It is the final concert of the tour around Kazakhstan. The first concert was held in Karaganda, followed by Pavlodar, Semey, and Oskimin. Earlier, they performed in Germany, the Czech Republic, and Turkey. We decided to hold concerts in the Turkic countries every year, starting with Kazakhstan.
Ежегодно показывать именно в наших странах. И начали с Казахстана.
According to the musicians, the tour around Kazakhstan left indelible impressions and allowed them to make new friends. People in Kazakhstan welcomed us very well. I'm very thankful for the hospitality of the Kazakh people. Of course, we are very happy because we were received well in 4 cities. I am very grateful for the people in each city who demonstrated their culture and history for us. We hope that the Kazakh people will enjoy our performances. Our performances are well organized. We were welcomed well in every city. I can't even single out any particular city. All of them are very beautiful. Organizers arrange festive receptions where we meet wonderful people. We learn traditions, culture, and music of other nations as part of this project. The concert is held to mark the 20th anniversary of Astana and the 25th anniversary of Turksoy. In a quarter of a century, the organization has implemented many creative projects aimed at promoting and raising the profile of the Turkic culture.
Turksoy к этому дню стал известной международной организацией, которая...
Turksoy has become a well-known international organization which cooperates with organizations such as UNESCO, ISESCO, the Intergovernmental Foundation for Educational, Scientific and Cultural Cooperation of the CIS countries, and other organizations. We jointly present our Turkic culture to the world.
Усилиями знакомим мир с нашей богатой тюркской культурой.
The choir performs a wide range of compositions, including songs of the Turkic nations, works by contemporary composers, as well as masterpieces of the Western European choral music. The Turksoy team has great plans aimed at presenting their performances all over the world. Next year, the team will take part in several international music festivals.